All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to go over a topic of bookkeeping, and today I have Michelle on here. This is going to be a series of calls. We'll be doing these every week for the next couple of weeks until at least nobody shows any interest in them. So today I have Michelle. Michelle, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Michelle. I have been a bookkeeper for over 30 years and gonna hopefully become a CPA next year. And then I'm here to help with any questions you may have about bookkeeping and e-commerce.
It's great. So I know that you were a seller yourself prior, and that you kind of like specialize in the e-commerce space. So you want to maybe give some tips on anything that may be e-commerce related that maybe people don't know, or some tips on it, or some sort of insight on that.
Definitely. One thing I noticed, like as an Amazon seller myself, a former Amazon seller, the payouts are very nuanced. There are a lot of gears and wheels turning with each payout you receive. There's so many line items, and to sit there and have to break it all out into bookkeeping, it's just very time consuming. So I use a software called A2X, which connects your Amazon Seller Central account to your QuickBooks account, and it reads the payout information and puts it in a journal entry format and posts it to QuickBooks so you don't even have to rack your brain trying to figure it out.
All platforms, though, or most
Yeah,
most of,
I
most
mean,
of the
not,
e-commerce platforms.
yeah, so it's mainly, I mainly use it for Amazon because, I mean, if you're not selling a whole lot on other platforms, then, cost wise, it may not be beneficial, but like if you're a big seller on Amazon, Walmart, and Etsy and eBay, then yeah, definitely you can, do a multi-plan subscription. But say, for example, you're just selling on Amazon, you end up getting gated back on products, or you have products that you purchase that you can't sell on Amazon, and you decide you're going to try to sell them on eBay, and you only make a few sales here and there, then it's not worth it to get, A2X for that platform. Just keep it for Amazon because with every platform, the subscription fee does go up.
If anybody has any questions at any point in time, you're more than welcome to unmute or drop it in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it as
Yeah.
well. All right. So I want to actually back up before like the whole platform stuff, because I feel like sometimes people have a misconception to the difference of a bookkeeper and a CPA.
Right. Yeah. So I actually do the day-to-day posting of the transactions for you. So I set you up on QuickBooks. We connect your bank accounts, we bring in all your transactions that you have for whenever you started the business. Usually, if it's the beginning of the year, a lot of new clients that I'm getting, we're going back to the beginning of 2025, or we're starting fresh this year. I always like starting, having a good solid starting point. Then, we bring in all your transactions, like everything you've purchased, all your subscriptions, or your inventory, all those, and we bring it in and I post them to this accounting software, to QuickBooks. And then, at the end of the year, after everything's reconciled, I prepare a report for you. And then that's what you give to your CPA or tax preparer to do your tax returns.
And so, if I'm not mistaken, basically you're preparing everything to make the CPA's job, because the CPA, I believe CPAs can also do some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
But they
but
usually
it
charge a
makes
lot more.
exactly. So by doing the upkeep throughout the year makes the
Exactly.
end of year super easy and much more
hmm
affordable,
And
because I know
trust
that
me,
some of them can be very, very expensive.
oh yeah, and trust me, your CPA will love it having just a report to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you do your own tax return, like through TurboTax, it just makes it much easier because everything's there. And the biggest reason for doing this is no stress.
Hmm.
you are no longer stressed out about getting this stuff together for tax time.
Hmm. You can ask Jen about that with me
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
Down to the literal day. Oh, it was the worst feeling ever.
Yeah. I
Literally.
mean, it is.
And it wasn't that I was avoiding it. I just had so many moving parts that I didn't. And then I waited until probably maybe just after this time last year, and then it was like I was
Hmm.
trying to find somebody to do my stuff, whether it be a bookkeeper or a CPA, and it was like nobody
Yeah.
was even available.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
It
getting
is hard.
answers, so
Yeah. Joey had a question. Joey, did you want to read it? Because he posted in the chat.
I can read it off for him if he wants.
Yeah.
This might be a bit early, but if there are products I can't sell and just want to get rid of, how do I go about basically throwing them out and writing it off for the next year taxes? I know something similar like that happened to me last year, but
Yeah, so if anything is damaged, broken, lost, those can definitely be written off. If they are food items and they're expired and you can't sell them, that can be written off as well. Um, if there are items that you can, a lot of people just donate them. Not that you can get a tax write-off. It just depends on your tax situation. A lot of people, if they can't sell something, they just donate it or they try selling it on eBay. But either way, I mean, if you throw it out, you can definitely write it off.
what about if like Amazon loses it
Yeah, you can write it off. But
or takes it,
Amazon, if
like in my
they
case,
if Amazon loses it, they're supposed to reimburse you.
which they don't always though.
Which they don't always. But if that is the case, and it's something that you haven't gotten paid out for, then that can be a write-off too. You can just say, have a line item that segregates it in your profit and loss. Because usually I put your cost of goods sold into an account, called products for resale. Um, you can also have another line item in there that just says damaged, lost, spoiled inventory, just something like that if you want it segregated. If you don't, I mean, it's just all cost of goods sold, whether it's sold or write off. But if you do write it off or do throw it out, do keep track of that.
So if like
If
you
there's
donate
anything,
anything, like you should also be keeping track of that.
yeah, you're getting rid of product, you're not able to sell it, so you can only write off as much as you paid for it.
Mhm. And so
Um,
how would you even keep track of that? Just a
usually
manual
just
note?
yeah, you can put a note in your computer, manual note. You can
I'm just
just
saying, if you go to like Salvation Army, they're not gonna give you a receipt for free stuff you're dropping off.
sometimes they do.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not the popular donator, but
Yeah, I mean if you donate them to like an actual place like the Salvation Army, they should give you a receipt.
interesting. I didn't know that.
They're probably not gonna put an amount on there. That's up to you to fill in.
Hmm.
But they will give you something. And you can just always, put on there, hey, donated items I could not sell. This is how much I paid for it, and keep that as part of your records. Or you can scan it and when, either you or I make a journal entry in for your cost of goods sold, I can add that as a, backup as proof. The nice thing about QuickBooks is like you can attach your receipts to your transactions.
I remember that you can. I think Jen actually taught me about that, where you can like take
Yeah.
pictures or something, or maybe that was something
Yep.
else. But can I
Yep.
take photos? It goes right in there. Yeah.
Yep. So that's,
Well, there's
that's one way.
specific line to box 14 or something that you would put in this thing that, I couldn't sell for whatever reason.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out for what I do, like, next year sometime, because if you sit on for quite a while and it doesn't happen to sell, and you're like, okay, I want to kind of move on from that. And I learned my lesson.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can always give it away or donate it or throw it out and then write it off.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean that's part of business. So
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, yeah, but it's, definitely a write-off.
So do what so I'm gonna pay you to go over, clean up last year's, make sure everything's right. And then
Yep.
moving forward with like the monthly, because right now what I do is like at the end of the month, I'll go through because I have like QuickBooks and Inventory Lab,
Oh
and I'll
yeah.
go through and I'll basically for Inventory Lab, I'm adding all my expenses and income for everything onto both QuickBooks and Inventory Lab. That way on Inventory Lab, I can see everything that I've sold,
Hmm.
where QuickBooks is everything I bought, not including sold. That way I can I really look more at like Inventory Lab to see like my true net profit.
Right.
Um, but my thing is like it's a lot of time. I'm wondering, making sure what I'm thinking, what you do,
It it
because it's a
is
lot of time.
it is a lot of time, and Inventory Lab's great for keeping track of your inventory. And if you want to, like, so when you purchase inventory, you definitely want to put your costs in. If you want to get even deeper, you can put the cost of your boxes and supplies. If you're using a prep center, anything related to the product itself, where you want to see your margins. Um, but with QuickBooks, you can see both. So you don't
Well,
have
I've
to,
been well, I've been adding like all my expenses, everything I put in QuickBooks, I put it in Inventory Lab as well. Should
yeah,
I not be doing that?
you don't have to do that.
So really, I could just see what I'm selling, um, to see more. It would be what, like a gross margin, and then I would just take my expenses from QuickBooks for that month and subtract it.
So I'm not that familiar with how Inventory Lab's set up right now. All I know
Mhm.
is like when you put like, say you have a line item of your product, you're going to put your cost in there. Like, how much did you spend on this item?
Mhm.
And then how much are you selling it for? And then, the difference is your profit, but you have to also take into account things like did you pay to ship it? Did you pay for your boxes? Are you doing it FBA or FBM? What are the commissions on each of these products? So Inventory Lab is great if you put that kind of information in, just so you see and make sure that you are profiting off your products. But for example, when we're putting like, say you bought a bunch of boxes, tape, supplies, we just put it into supplies and, supplies and materials in QuickBooks. So it doesn't get broken down per product. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't, yeah, so you're not going to be able to see like a per product margin in QuickBooks. You're going to see your total income and your expenses, and then you'll have your net income.
Yes, and then you do all that because right now I'm going through like all
Yes.
my books, uploading it, making sure it's all categorized right.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
do
like
all that.
so much. Yay, so I won't have to do anything. The only thing I'll need
Nope.
to do is if I want to also see those numbers in the Inventory Lab, but I'm not going to do that because that's why I'm going to pay you.
Right. So yeah, with
Okay.
Inventory Lab, that's something that you maintain because, you know what you're selling and buying on, for Amazon. So you would put your cost in, because when I see it in QuickBooks, I see like, for example, if you purchased items from Kohl's, uh, all I see is like the total amount. I don't see what you buy or a per item price.
Yes, I see.
So I put it all into inventory, and then that's where you keep track of it in Inventory Lab. And then at the end of like say at the end of the year or quarter or however we're doing the books, I think I'm going to start doing you on a monthly basis after we get 2025 cleaned up. You just tell me, okay, this is my inventory balance at the end of 2025. That's all I need to know.
Now, not
Okay.
to like butt into you guys' thing, but like, okay, you're talking about cleanup. Like, so Jen has been, I know Jen's been like tracking most of her stuff, but
Yeah.
you're define what you mean by cleanup, because that may be what other people may also need, you know?
Right. So cleanup is basically either like in Jen's case, she's already got QuickBooks. she's already been entering stuff. So what I do is I go in there and I'm going to go from the beginning of 2025 all the way through the end, and I'm going to make sure all the information is in QuickBooks. We're going to get her set up on A2X. We're going to match those transactions up. So anything that she's posted, like Amazon income, I'm going to undo it and get it matched up to A2X. And then I'm going to go through and reconcile each and every bank account and credit card account for the entire year, all the Amazon accounts for the entire year, sales tax. Sales tax, if you're selling through these platforms, they should be zero. When A2X posts it, it looks like an in and out, so it's always zero. I just make sure all those are reconciled for the entire year. I post her cost of goods sold. I make sure I reconcile her Amazon sales, Walmart sales, all that compared to the reports that she gets from Amazon and Walmart and whoever else she sells with, and make sure those match the reports, and then prepare the balance sheet and profit and loss for the tax preparer to do.
Now, when you're going through all this stuff, like in the like credit card statements and stuff, like how are you going to be able to tell what everything is? Like whether it be, supplies or cost of goods or
Yeah. So for the most part, if you are doing retail or online arbitrage, I have so many e-commerce clients, I know what they are. And I also Google if I don't recognize something, I'll Google, and if something is still questionable, I will reach out and ask you. For the most part, but if you're buying from like Best Buy or Staples or even Home Depot or Lowe's and Walmart, those I will definitely ask you, hey, did you buy yourself office supplies? Did you buy yourself shipping supplies? Or did you buy inventory from there?
so it sounds like it's very hands off when it comes to like communicating between the two of us, where you kind of take it upon yourself unless it's like
Yes.
a question mark.
Right. I go through and I mean I know that Keepa, like if you're paying Keepa, Seller Board, Inventory Lab, I know those are software.
Of course.
So, I don't need to ask. But if you're buying from Kohl's and I know that you're doing retail and online arbitrage, then I know that stuff's going to go to inventory. At the end of the year, we also look it over. I'll send you a report. Hey, this is all the inventory. Is there anything in there that should not be inventory?
What about
So,
something that was maybe paid for cash? Yeah, what about something that was like paid for cash?
so if you pay cash for something or you happen to spend, buy inventory or any other business expense from your personal account,
For
then
an
just let
example,
me.
for example, I bought a trailer last week, cash. How would I go about that? Just save the receipt,
Yeah,
the
save the receipt. I'll enter it into QuickBooks. It will go against like your owner investment account.
Mhm.
And then if it was over $2,500, it would be considered an asset. But if it's under $2,500, then it'll be just an automatic write-off. It would be an expense on your P&L.
That goes for everything, including like computers and stuff too, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Say you bought a new laptop and it was $1,500, you can just write it off. But if you bought a new Mac computer and it was like 4,000, then that would be an asset.
Which gets like deducted monthly or something like that, or
It would get deducted as depreciation
yeah, yeah,
unless
it
you
is.
section 179 it. And then that's getting into more tax rules.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So on that, like, let's say you were saying, so for me, for Walmart, I'll buy boxes sometimes, but
Hmm.
like I'm also buying a lot of stuff, like goods there too. I've tried to separate it to where it's like one card. I'm buying, anything you see from Walmart
Yeah.
is like boxes and, shipping supplies, whereas like the other card is for the most part inventory. Is that just something I communicate with you, and then moving
Yep.
forward, maybe we have a better system. And you're like, hey, Jen, put all this on this card only or something.
Yeah.
Or if
No,
not, I would
that's
just let you know.
no, yeah, just let me know if you're doing something like that. And that's a great way to do it. That way you don't have to take a receipt from Walmart and try to split everything out.
That's how I do it too, Jen.
Yeah.
Okay, because like the first of the year, I like probably first 4 or 5 months, I was just putting it like on the same card, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was
Mm.
counting them. I've classified them all because I don't even know at this point what were boxes, what weren't. And then I started. So I mean, I don't know really what to do about those, but
My Amazon purchases are really confusing like that because it
Yeah.
all just says Amazon, and I have my Amazon Business, my Amazon Prime, which is under my personal, and then I do also buy product and supplies from both. So it's like it
Yeah.
is, and they're all basically the same, labeled the same thing. So does definitely get a little confusing. But that's where I like started using that other credit card. It kind of like narrows most of it down as to what that other credit card is, but
Hmm.
it still
And
is.
so
that's
what
a
do we
really good
do
way
in
of doing
that system? Like, what do we do when is it just we know that they may not be 100% accurate? Or like, can you move on? Like, that
it.
sounds
Oh,
awful.
yeah. So the nice
Probably
thing about
really bad
QuickBooks,
advice, but we're so little and minute that it probably doesn't matter as long as it doesn't look like we're trying to scam the system. Bad advice. Don't listen to me. That's just my personal opinion.
no, I mean having separate credit cards like that is a great solution. And one thing I tell people, like, don't worry if you screwed something up in QuickBooks, it can be fixed. Like if you miscategorize something, you can always go back and fix it.
But what
Um,
if we don't know what to fix?
Yeah, like what if like the Walmart charges, like I really don't want to go through all my receipts and be like, okay, these were boxes, these were supply or
I couldn't
inventory.
even.
Like, could you just like, maybe look at it and you're like, oh, it'll look better if we take 500 from her inventory and put it towards supplies. She'll get a bigger
well,
I know that's bad
it,
advice. It's terrible off the books.
well, one thing I will say, if you are, putting everything into inventory from Walmart and some of those happen to be boxes, then what you do is you just tell me what's your ending inventory balance. And if you know your ending inventory balance from QuickBooks or from Inventory Lab, then I make an adjustment and all that's going to go into your profit and loss anyway. And just
Oh, I
moving
don't even.
forward, try to, split those out.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to tell me about this ending inventory balance because I have no idea what.
Yeah, so basically when it comes to cost of goods sold, all your inventory that you purchase is considered an asset until you sell it. So you can't expense it right away. So let's say, at the end of the year you buy $10,000 of inventory, you can't write that off
Oh,
because
so you don't want to do that? Is that what you're
no.
saying?
Yeah, you
Well,
don't want to do that. So I always tell people like don't unless you know you're going to sell that inventory right away, don't buy it at year end. Wait until January.
Hmm.
wow, my TurboTax lady that's
Don't talk about
buying,
her.
yeah, it was not good. She was like, "Oh no, inventory. That's not inventory. That's not a raw good." And
And she
so,
gave us a lot of bad advice.
Yeah,
yeah, and
A
she
so
was from
lot of bad
TurboTax. I
advice.
trusted her. I'm like,
That's
"Oh,
what I did
this is
too.
great."
yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, and yeah, I always tell people don't buy $10,000 worth of inventory at year end because you can't write that off. You didn't sell it. I
Here's a
mean,
Okay.
scenario. The end of 2024, 1 hour before the ball dropped, the end of the year, I had spent. I made the payment for a $2,700 Amazon Section 3 specialist. Right.
uh-huh,
I don't believe that ended up hitting until 2025 because the payment hadn't processed until.
right.
So like a last second purchase isn't necessarily going to even help because of the
It
date
can.
posted. I don't know.
It
I'm asking. I have no idea. I
Yeah.
don't even
I
know what ended
mean,
up happening with that, to be honest.
so here's the thing. When you purchase something, if they send you a receipt for it that's dated 12/31, you can write it off.
Hmm.
You're an e-commerce business, which means you are on an accrual accounting basis, not a cash basis. Now, there's two types of accounting. You have cash basis and accrual. Cash basis means you recognize your revenue and expenses the moment you receive the money or the moment you spend the money. Accrual basis means like for example, if you're invoicing someone for services, like for example, if I invoice you today for $100, I recognize that revenue today, even though I may not get paid until a month later.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't operate that way, but that some places do. So, for example, if you purchase something and you get a receipt for it that's dated 12/31, you can write that off
Even though the transactions after
even though the
that.
transaction won't post
Gotcha.
until after. It
That's good to
just
know.
means that it'll be an open balance that hasn't cleared yet.
And
So what
I'm like
about,
thinking deeper into that. That would require, like, if we were to actually like plan to make these types of purchases last second like that, that's where like having all of these books in order can like play a huge role because like we can kind of be guided as to whether or not we should be trying to spend extra money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At year end, because, January is typically a slow month
Yeah.
for e-commerce.
Sorry about
Because,
that. Go ahead, Jen.
well,
yeah.
what about like payouts? So let's say Amazon owes me $5,000 and I hit payout on December 31st. Does that matter if I do it December 31st or January 1st?
Hmm.
Since I've already gotten paid, I guess, by
If,
Amazon, I just haven't put it in my bank account.
yeah, it'll show up as if A2X records it correctly, it should show up as a payout that on December 31st that may not clear the bank until later.
So would it matter if we requested a payout? Will it like increase our
No,
income?
it's based on your sales. It
Okay, so
doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
matter.
It doesn't matter if you get money. It's based on the sales and when you got the sale.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter
Yeah.
when the money hits our bank account or not.
Right, right, right.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then what about like keeping track of our because I was doing a double dipping, which I didn't
Oh,
realize was wrong, on mileage and gas, oil changes, things like that. I was putting them both in.
Was that
you
Lisa?
can only do one or the other.
Don't
Well,
tell
I
me
mean,
I've
that
you
been
was
can
doing my
keep
Lisa's
track of
idea.
both
taxes.
of them, but for tax purposes, like if you're doing your own taxes, I know like in TurboTax, you can put in your mileage and you can put in your auto.
Yeah, that's my fault. But then
But
Lisa didn't catch it, and I don't blame her. I've been doing this for like 10 years on my own.
but it should tell you like, hey, you're getting more benefit out of the mileage or you're getting more benefit out of the actual expenses. So
I'm pretty sure
um,
it's the mileage you make more off of. I don't know if it differs
it
from that.
depends. It
Does it?
depends.
Interesting.
And then you always have to keep track of, how much the IRS is allowing for a mileage.
Oh,
And
so we should still keep in like letting you know like our gas and any like
oh,
car related. And then
yeah,
at the end, you kind of decide, or the CPA decides.
well, I put it in auto expense. I mean, use your business card for auto. Definitely use it for insurance. Use it for gas.
I've
Use it
noticed a
for
lot of gas cards
repairs
come
and
up really
maintenance.
funny on transactions. Should I consider having a credit card just for gas purchases?
You can. I
I
know
have to
like
Google almost every time I go to categorize my gas transact. Not every time, but like there's many times because I do a lot of traveling and like some of these gas
Shell's notorious for that.
they come up as some of the craziest names. I'm like I have to
Yeah,
Google it and I
well,
still don't even know who it is.
a lot of them come up like because gas stations are pretty much independently owned and
Yeah,
operated,
yeah. Not
and so
like mobile on the transactions
right,
or
right.
whatever,
And
know.
sometimes it does.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Shell gas stations are notorious for just putting their number in their address. You just see an address, or yeah, it's weird. I know. I've done this so long now. I know that if I see something, I'm like, oh, I bet that's Shell. And as soon as I do copy, paste into Google, the Shell station comes up.
Okay, so basically, I had like a realization. We let you know all these expenses, but then when we go to our CPA and have them do their taxes, we give them our mileage and then they should decide,
Right.
okay, which one is better.
Right.
Okay.
They
Okay.
usually put, and tax, I know that when I've done it before, um, I've always put both in and it said, oh, this is a better deduction for you. And it should be able to pick one or the other.
Maybe it's doing that, and I'm just like hitting whatever it's like, this looks better.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, because you can't do both.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully I don't get audited.
But, most tax programs are, they know how to do this. I mean, I wouldn't full
Okay.
100% trust them. I mean, you always have to review everything before you file it.
Okay. And then what
Off the
about,
record, Jen, there's so much going on in the country right now. Like, I don't think they're going to come after you for mileage.
Yeah.
true.
And the IRS,
Also, bad
honestly,
advice. Don't listen to that.
they're really behind right now. Yeah, don't listen to him. Don't
Just my
listen to
dry
him.
humor. Just my dry.
They are behind right now. But yeah.
So what about I I haven't done this before, but the whole Augusta rule, like using your house as like renting it out to the business is that something like the CPA, I just tell them, and
That's something the CPA will do.
what about the
Tip-
expense for that? Or is that just something I would be like, hey, the CPA said I could do this. Here's and then I create all my documents as proof, which,
you can
I
create
should
your
do it at the time.
documents to give to him, but yeah, and it typically it's only beneficial for like S and C and partnerships, but for single member LLCs, I mean it's one and the same.
Oh, I see. But what about the expense for it? Like, do I need to, would I just give that to you after the fact and then you just,
No, just let your preparer know when he's doing the return, and they should be able to put that in for you.
oh, so it's nothing I need to keep track of,
No, no. I
even
would,
though like the business paid or I paid the business, quote. So it's terrible.
And you
I
don't have
know
to say on here,
more.
but who is doing your CPA stuff? Do you
Um,
have someone?
nope.
Okay, because I need that too.
I was just gonna do TurboTax and pay like the $3.99 because I don't know anybody. They wanted to charge me like 1,500 to do it, which I probably should
I
just
did
pay,
talk to
but
this guy last year. He wanted, I think, like four-ish also.
Yeah, so
I'll get in
it
touch with him.
typically it's for S corp, C corps, and partnerships. Sole proprietors generally can't use this for their own business, which um, if you're a single member LLC, you're um, it's one and the same. Um,
Do you have recommendations if we came and asked you for a CPA, or
I mean, I know CPAs in Michigan, and I know
we
a
should be
few
looking for a
in
local?
California.
Is that
If you want someone near you, I would suggest Googling and just
yeah?
reading their reviews and, t talking with them.
Is it
Um,
better to have one in your own state?
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I've done tax returns for people all over the US. I mean, each state has their own rules.
can
That's
you do our taxes?
I could, not this year, but definitely next year I could for sure.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you think
I mean,
about like TurboTax for this year, like paying the expert like $400?
As long as you don't
But
land
then I
another
might get Lisa
Lisa.
again.
As
I
long
know.
as you don't get another
no,
Lisa. She was shady.
no.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
that's
she
true.
did a drug transaction while I was on the phone with her one day. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on right now?
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
was sketchy.
I used to do TurboTax calls. I
Oh,
did
okay.
Intuit. I did work for Intuit for 3 years, but I was mostly on the QuickBooks side, but I did help out with TurboTax.
Like the S Corp?
The actual tax, like people calling in.
Yeah. So if I did that, that would just be like, it would probably be okay because
Oh yeah, you can do your own taxes.
I don't like want to do it. Just sometimes I like, the numbers, but I don't think I'm doing it correctly. So I'm like, and I like sold so much more. I'm like, I just need to pay some money.
Let me get into your books and we'll discuss it after I take a look and see where you're
Okay,
at.
perfect.
Yeah.
I had a question about the whole A2X.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then I'll let other people ask their questions. When you said you'll connect Amazon because that's the majority of the sales, Walmart I have a lot of too, and then eBay's like one sale every other month or something. What
Then
do
we
we
won't
do?
connect eBay. We'll connect Walmart. If you're selling a lot through Walmart, we'll get that connected as well.
I did like a little under 200K last year, so
For
that one we
you.
should connect.
Definitely.
Okay, and then eBay, you'll just tell me what to upload so you can
Yep.
do that. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I've sold on eBay too. I've sold on Etsy, eBay. I haven't done Walmart and Amazon. I have done Amazon. So I do know some of the back end stuff. I know that the Amazon Seller Central has been revamped. I know they're always making changes to it, but when I do the connections, I do see a lot of the updates. So I walk you through everything to get everything connected, so you don't even have to worry about that.
I'm
Okay,
still
perfect.
curious if we have to even claim eBay over X dollars. I swear that was a thing that I've heard in the past. I mean,
I mean, that's
Isn't it like, oh, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, I mean, if you're getting 1099 for something, then definitely claim it.
I don't even know how to tell. I mean, do I just go into eBay and like how would I even know?
You should be able to log into your portal and look at if there's any tax documents there.
I'm looking around. I'm gonna go look right now.
Also, if you're selling stuff, you're going to want to claim those expenses with it.
I have no expenses on eBay because
Okay.
it's all stuff that was supposed to be sold on Amazon or Walmart. Oh, like expense, like I mean,
You have
yeah,
your
I
cost
still
of
don't,
goods.
I still don't have. Yeah, the only thing that there would be is cost of goods, but that
Do you
was
do advertising on eBay?
promotion. I don't know if that's
Yeah, I mean that they take and eBay takes their fees.
yeah,
Only if the item sells on eBay.
yeah,
Right. If you're selling stuff, yeah, then you've got those fees that you can deduct.
yeah. I mean, I guess my fees would be like the monthly subscription,
Hmm.
like professional store.
Yeah.
Technically, my storage unit that I run everything out of technically is an eBay expense, but it comes out of a different bank account. It's like
Oh, if you're
all
if
my
you're
eBay stuff's going straight to my personal bank account,
well, if you're renting a storage unit, then that's a write-off.
which is coming out of my business account.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my payments is all in the personal. I'm trying to find this right now. I'll let you guys.
Well, like your eBay payouts are going to your personal account.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. There's ways we can record all that and your
I mean, I just did like, I think it was, I think with the last we talked, it was like 14K I did in like 90
Yeah,
days.
that's what you were saying.
But like, that's all inventory that I literally, if I lost money on most of it, right? Like, because the name of the game was to liquidate it as fast as possible to recoup my money. So how does that work? Like, being the fact that it's all like literally a loss.
Then so you would record the income from eBay, you would record all your expenses from eBay, and then
But then
all
like
that
I don't even
inventory.
this is all stuff that I bought 2 years ago.
Yeah,
How
and
would I
it's still
even how would I even I wouldn't even know where to start with all the expense wise, like the cost of goods.
so
I wouldn't even know where to start.
here's the thing with inventory. Inventory maintains on your balance sheet, and that transfers over year to year to year.
Hmm.
And then the only
Assuming
time you
you have
make
a
adjustments is if
start
you
point.
take, yeah, so you take out what you've sold already. So let's say your beginning balance for a couple years ago is zero. You buy a bunch of inventory at the end of the year, you've bought $10,000 worth of inventory, but you've only sold $5,000. So worth of inventory. So your ending inventory balance would be $5,000. And then you would write off the 5,000.
Hmm.
And then your beginning balance for the following year would be the $5,000 of inventory. And then you keep adding to it as you're buying inventory. And then when you sell it, you calculate for the sales, and then you make the adjustment again to get another ending inventory balance. So even if you've sold thing or purchased items for a couple years ago that you didn't sell, if they're still sellable, then that would be still in your inventory balances.
So just real quick, I just came across the taxes section of eBay, and it says here, I'm assuming I opened this account in 23, which I didn't sell anything the first 3 years. So it says 23, 24, and 25. You didn't receive a form 1099K because your gross amount of payments didn't meet the IRS or state reporting thresholds. Now, well, yeah, even 25 it says that.
Yeah, that just means they're not going to 1099 you.
So does that mean I have to even claim any of this? Like file for any of it? We'll have
As
to
an
look into
accountant,
this.
I say you would claim your income
Hmm.
and claim all your expenses.
Even though they're not giving me a 1099 for it?
Yes.
What's the
Because
K mean?
if you
The K
say
basically
you,
means you can edit it.
huh?
What's the K mean? 1099K. What's the K part?
Oh, that's just their designation for sales.
Interesting.
Um,
I don't know. I was
you
told
know,
that it was
like
because
there's
you can edit it for some reason.
No, I
um,
created my eBay account under my business name, and every other year I'm getting a 1099K, but also like you, I did not get one this year. But we also keep track of our sales and income, and what we've been doing is marking that as income and expenses on the taxes, even though we're not getting the official form from them.
right, right.
Hmm.
And like Brian, like you said, you're in a loss situation that would be more beneficial for you.
Gotcha.
So Pamela said that if she has an item that's losing around $8 and sold a few, is that a write-off? Um, yeah, okay. Damaged items that you can't resell, yes, that's a write-off. So if you are selling a product that you're not making money off of, you would still claim the income from it, even, and then if, like, say for example, you purchased something for $20 and you sold it for 15, that five and you ended up paying more than $10 in fees and shipping and all that. So yeah, you're at a loss. All that's going to get recorded. So that $20 or the $20 income, the $15 cost of goods sold, the $10 that you spent on Amazon fees and shipping. So all that's going to, get recorded. I'm hoping I make sense.
Yeah. So, how can I keep track of it, or how should I should I add it to a Excel spreadsheet or something so I can keep track of it?
What are you using as an inventory? Are you using any kind of inventory software?
No, not right now.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
here.
I'm the
Yeah,
same. I keep track manually of mine.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get hang on. I'm gonna get something for you guys. Let me take a look here. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Um, I mean, seller board's always great, because they're not that expensive.
And they do
Um,
all platforms. eBay,
yeah,
or at least, yeah, all the main ones. eBay, Walmart,
yeah.
Amazon. Forget the others, but
Poshmark?
I can tell you real quick.
not Poshmark. Hang on a second. Ugh, I have so many links in here.
So I believe it's Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Shopify. I don't think there's more. That's what's in my
Okay.
place.
Yeah, I don't think Poshmark, but if you do sell on Poshmark, they should still be able to get you some you know, reports that you can use.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I have to go into my Poshmark account and check.
Yeah.
So all that inventory, I have a few items in, my Poshmark account or like, listings that I didn't sell. There's quite a few, and I did use my credit card, like let's say Von Mar or, they have a 0% interest. All those I can write off. The items I didn't, I was a little late. Am I able to write those off? I've heard you can, and others say you can't.
So
The items I didn't sell for the year.
if you didn't sell them and you still plan on selling them, then you don't write them off. But if,
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, let's say you listed items to sell at, in December of 2025, and like today, you still haven't sold them, they would just be considered your inventory and not a write-off yet. So
Okay.
once you sell them, then yes, the money you spent on that item to resell it, that gets written off when you sell it.
Okay. So it wouldn't matter if the receipts would be prior year.
No,
Okay.
no. Inventory is kind of like a perpetual
Yeah.
thing on your
Okay.
balance sheet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions? Can you think of anything, Brian, that, pops up in your group?
Um, to be honest, we just covered a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, in like this short a little time, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, one item I do get a lot of questions about are sales tax. And a lot of people unfortunately have done their own sales tax and end up paying. And, one thing I just want to put out there is you do not have to pay sales tax because Amazon, eBay, Walmart, they collect and remit the sales tax on your behalf.
Great topic. I was actually
Yeah,
just talking about this just before
yeah.
we got on the call with somebody she was reaching out asking me if she's supposed to select zero, and I said, yeah, you're supposed to. Well, so in the state
You
of Florida,
can.
I have two reseller certificates. One of them's in the state of Florida, one of them's in the state of Massachusetts. My company is out of the state of New Hampshire, which is tax free.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, Florida, when I call them at the end of the year to file the sales tax, they say to claim zero because you didn't actually collect any tax. The
Exactly.
platforms did.
Right.
Massachusetts, however, I'm stuck in a pickle right now where I mean it said that they were going to bill me 300 something dollars if I didn't file by X date, which was like a week and a half ago. What they wanted from me when I called, they said they wanted a breakdown of all sales off the platform Walmart in the state of Massachusetts. And then to collect all of that data and then enter it in their portal. But in the end, I still would owe zero because I didn't actually collect anything. But they're actually telling me that I have to like scrape all this data to not scrape it, but like dig it up, which I cannot figure out how to do on Walmart.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
opened 3 cases with them, and the directions that they've sent me don't exist on the platform.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's been the problem. I wish all the states would get together and at least be consistent with each other
Yeah, it's not
when it
consistent.
comes to this,
I don't even know what to do about this right now. Like,
I've had the exact
I would,
same problem with Washington State too,
yeah,
because when I file my quarterly taxes, I have to scrape through everything as you probably are, look for all the ones that were done in Washington. But if I don't put that it's in, then I get dinged on the bill, and
exactly.
there's nowhere to put that. No, it was all collected automatically. And I even messaged the state about it and never got a response.
I would just do zeros then, honestly.
But don't you
Just,
have
That's
to add
something that would trigger
also,
an audit.
just, huh?
I'm sorry, is that something that would trigger an audit?
It shouldn't. I mean, Amazon is the one collecting and remitting the tax, and I mean, I know with Amazon you could probably download the transaction reports and split it out between the states. The other problem is like, for example, the state of California, there's certain jurisdictions in California where they have their own tax. And so when you file sales tax with California, it's like state tax and then jurisdiction taxes, district taxes. So, I mean, these kinds of breakdowns are just ridiculous, honestly. Um,
And for
most
us
state,
now, it's not a big problem because we're not making a lot of sales, but as we're growing, it will end up being a problem later on. Hence why I want to kind of
right.
get it figured out now.
So you might want to look into, there's like tax jar. There are different companies that handle sales tax only.
What platform
Um,
are you selling on, Joey? That this is like a issue with.
It's on eBay and Amazon, and I go through both and scrape them for all the sales in my
I was just
state, and I
curious
end up
because
doing these taxes.
I'm only needing to do this on Walmart, and I cannot figure it out for me.
Walmart
What is
platform, I will say, is not easy.
they need to I say this almost daily in my group chat with Jen, like they need to like start taking some of this money that that they make like invested in development because it is not their strong suit.
No,
It's across the board. It's not just money. It's like it's
oh,
everything to like they're in like the classified field of like Walgreens and like Kohl's. Like their website is just trash. On the consumer end, it's like okay, sort of, right? But you
hmm
get onto the seller end and it's trash, like top to bottom. There's nothing good about it.
yeah. Well, I
Take a
mean,
lot of these tasks very difficult.
there are people out there that, do sales tax only. Tax Cloud is one of them. Tax Jar is another. I know I have a couple of people who use Tax Jar. Honestly,
Sounds
I,
expensive
yeah, I mean, but they are
for something
expensive.
we owe zero on,
Exactly. They are pricey.
but we owe
I'm going to
zero.
be
Like
honest, they are
I don't even want
pricey.
to pay all that.
Yeah, and honestly, I always just tell people, hey, contact the state. Um, if you can get away with filing zero, then great. If you need to report your sales and then report them as non-taxable.
All right, we got another question in here. Rago, I know that you had unmuted yourself before. Do you want to ask the question, or I can go ahead and hand
Yeah.
it off to you?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask the question.
There you go.
Michelle, how do you feel about us using the profit first model? So I have 5 bank accounts. I guess I want to know, would that
Are
make
you
it
on
difficult?
Relay?
No, I'm not on Relay. I have a local bank,
Oh,
Truist.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean the profit first model is great. If you're
Okay, so
able to do that. A lot of people they don't keep up with it. But yeah, the profit first model is great if you want to, take money out. Sometimes it's hard for businesses when they're just starting out, but
hmm
once the money starts coming in, definitely, do the profit first model and make sure you're uh, setting aside money for taxes at the end of the year if you're making enough.
Yep.
Yep,
So
it's
when it
great.
comes to
Great
bookkeeping,
model.
it won't be like hard for you having all those accounts.
No, not at
Okay,
all.
okay, thank you.
No. As long as the banks are able to connect to QuickBooks, I mean, there are ways to enter the information if the banks don't connect, but it does get a little more time consuming, which can be a little more costly. And
Okay.
knowing that sometimes, like if you wait, like for example, if you started your business in the beginning of 2025 and you're now coming to me saying, hey, I need to get this caught up so I can do my taxes. If you have banks like Citibank or even Capital One, you can connect them, but those transactions, they only go back and pull them in like I think 3 to 6 months. So banks like Bank of America, American Express, Wells Fargo, Chase, they go back several years and will pull that information in. But a lot
Okay.
of smaller banks don't. So that's where I have to get the statements, convert them into a CSV file, upload them, and then do it that way. So it's more time consuming.
Yeah, sound time consuming.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to do, it's just more time consuming.
Yep, got you.
Yeah. So, and then, a lot of the smaller credit unions and things like that, they don't pull in transactions from like months and months ago. They'll only go back like maybe 3 months. Some
Okay.
don't even connect. I
All
mean,
right, thank you.
we have a bank here in Michigan, Huntington Bank. Yeah, it'll connect to QuickBooks, but and Navy Federal, it'll connect to QuickBooks, but it always seems like the moment you connect them, bring the transactions in, and then stop, it disconnects. So
Oh
it
man,
doesn't stay connected. So every time I have to go in and do the like monthly bookkeeping for someone, I always have to tell them, "Hey, can you go reconnect your account for me?"
got you.
Yeah. But
Okay,
yeah,
all
I
right,
mean, just making sure that they can connect to QuickBooks is a big thing.
all right. I'm not sure if Truist does, but I mean
Truist. Oh, you're with Truist?
yes, Truist.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah,
Okay,
no worries. Yeah, and if worst case, like I said, you can just get the statements and we can convert them to a CSV file.
okay, all right, that
Yep.
sounds good.
Yep. Yeah, but Truist does connect. I do have a couple clients on Truist.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're coming up here on the hour mark. Michelle, do you have any contacts that you can put in the chat for anybody that would want to contact you later at any point, or
Yes.
any types of points of contact? There we go.
I am in Discord. If you want, let me go get my Discord information. Let me make sure that this invite link doesn't expire. I swear it resets this every time. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, that's my Discord. We got a bunch of other sellers in there. It's all about the bookkeeping and questions about bookkeeping. It's free, and you can always DM me. And that's how I keep track,
And then
keep in touch with everyone.
and then Instagram, it's what at
Oh, it's
cozy.
at thecozybookkeeper.com on
There you go.
Instagram and
Yep.
Facebook. And
Just in
I'm
case
on,
anybody's not on Facebook. I mean,
yeah,
excuse me, Discord.
I'm on TikTok too, but I don't really post there. I should, but
It's
I
hard.
don't.
It's hard to keep up with all these
I,
platforms.
you know, I, oh, you're welcome, everyone. Yeah, it's just so hard. I do everything. And, I do have a team of bookkeepers that help me, but they're just bookkeeping, so they're not helping me with the marketing and all that kind of stuff. Plus, being in school, um, oh God,
It's
I
tough.
love school, but I can't wait till I'm done. Well, I'm glad everybody, got value out of this. I'm always here for questions. And, if you come to my Discord, you can always post in the general chat. Brian also has a bookkeeping section for me in his Discord. Um, you can always reach out there as well.
Absolutely. And then we'll be doing these calls here until pretty much nobody shows interest in them for the next few weeks,
Yep.
maybe month or so. As tax season gets closer, we may ramp down a little bit. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, we're here to answer questions, and we'll be here weekly if you or anybody else you may know needs some advice.
Yep.
So I appreciate you guys all coming out here. Great questions. Jen, thank
Much
you for all of
appreciated.
your
Thank you.
insight
Oh,
as
thank
well.
you.
And
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.